So we're gonna start with an example of ontology from that book that Abby Covert wrote called How to Make Sense of Any Mess. And it starts with berries and the uncomfortable question of what is blank, and in this case, asking that naive, dumb question, what is a berry, and how does what it is help me find it? There's a grocery store where I live called Meijer, and the way that I would find the berry through this system, there's an ontology, there's a arrangement of these concepts that is surfaced to me here that makes it either more or less likely that I'm going to succeed. When I think of a berry, I'm not thinking about none of these pictures work for me. I don't see any pictures of berries yet. There's a little cheater asterisk there, but I do see grocery, and so perhaps I can click into that department. And again, these concepts, this ontology is a bundle of concepts that were being sold here. And so the first thing we were sold is a department, and here's some departments, and there's pictures and words. And then the next concept is category. So inside of department, there are categories. Again, I don't see anything here that's going to get me a berry. And then lastly, I can go up into the menu system and try to find what I'm looking for. And here I have found under the produce department, fruit. And so that's good enough. And the questions, where's the information architecture in that little cascade? It's questions like, what is a department? What is a category? What is anything? And the trick of working in terms of information architecture, and this sounds so simple and dumb, but in practice, it is extremely hard to get an organization to agree to work this way, is to put your what before your how. To change the sequence of starting with, we have clients who come to us and they say they need a website, they need an app, they need a this. Those are all hows. To work really successfully in terms of information architecture, somebody needs to give you the permission. Maybe it's you, but ideally it's more people in the organization to ask really basic questions. And the first question you need to ask is what? What is a thing? And each environment that you work in, each organizational ecosystem has thinged its things on some basis. And that is part of the fun of information architecture, is being new to an environment and trying to discern together on what basis are things things. Is it, are berries round? Are berries, do they smell a certain way? Are they a certain color? Do they change color over time relative to right? What is it? What are things? And this question has become a lot more urgent. Many years ago, I screenshotted this on Twitter, and I don't know if it's true. It feels true. By 2020, 57,000 new things will be added to the internet every 1 second. So it sounds like a dumb question, but we've had profound results in organizations of all kinds when we get permission to ask the really dumb fundamental question of what is a thing. And asking that question prior to the next question, which is how do we sort the things, we have to ask what before how. And we have to ask what before and then how before we can then come together with something that is tasty. And in my practice, and my colleagues at Tug have been on the ride with me over these past 10 years or so, all of this is happening not so much anymore in a pretend world of a flat 2D screen, but it's happening in space. And that's the aspect in the second piece of the model that we'll learn about on Wednesday with topology. Really gets into how where things are arranged in space changes what they mean. But that's a little ahead of ourselves. First, we're going to focus on what.